Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Diamante White. Standing with me this morning, I have Liliana Moore, Lauren Height, and Jessica Justiniano. And we are the proud advisors of the Aevidum Club at Muhlenberg Junior High School and High School, located in Reading, PA. Behind us today, we have 130 of our club members from the junior high and high school. Our purpose here today is to advocate for our state senators to pass Senate Bill 886. This bill was introduced by our very own District 11 Senator, Senator Judy Schwenk, and Senator John Kane from District 9. The bill advocates for our students to be able to take up to 3 mental health days per school year. Today, you will get to hear the voices of some of our students through personal anecdotes, poetry, and interpretive dance as they courageously share with you their experiences with mental health. We encourage you to listen as their experiences and voices will speak directly to your hearts. Our efforts today would not be possible without the support of our superintendent, Dr. Joseph Macharola, so we thank him graciously for providing us the support and resources to be here today. And of course, Senator Schwenk and her awesome staff, Crystal Gilmore Harris, Tess Hoffert. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to be here today lobbying for this important legislature. Before we hear from our students, we want to invite Senator Schwenk to the microphone to say a few words. Senator Schwenk.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Muhlenberg is in the house. Maybe I'm a little biased, but Muhlenberg is one of my favorite school districts. Welcome, students. Welcome, Aevidum Club. I am so pleased to have you here. And I feel that strength behind me as I think about the legislation that we want to pass that will make a difference in students' lives throughout this entire Commonwealth. Our Senate bill, as was explained, will create student mental health days, days that are not excused absences. So students and their parents have the opportunity to make a decision as to whether they need a day to recharge, a day to regroup and gather their feelings together. Listen, this legislation actually came from students. It's been passed in other states. Isn't it time, instead of telling kids about their mental health, that we listen to what they have to say? And what I have heard from students and the students behind me is they want this. They want the ability to take control of their own lives and to do what they need to do with the supports that we must offer in our school districts and as parents and adults, but they can make the decisions to help improve their mental health. Nothing could be more important. Let's listen to the kids, let's listen to the students, and let's get this legislation passed. What do you think? Let's do it. Now, it's my honor to introduce the leaders, the presidents of the club, Eleni Kane and Mia Torres. Girls, come on down.
Thank you, Senator Judy Schwenk. Good morning. My name is Eleni Kane. I am a 9th grade student at Muhlenberg Junior High School. It is an honor to be here today to advocate for such an important cause. I am president of the Aevidum Club at Muhlenberg Junior High School. I was given the opportunity to become president of the club because I wanted to be part of something that could help others and change our community for the better. Mental health has been an important thing in many people's lives, including my own. Mental health is important to me because it impacts our overall well-being. Our mental health affects how we handle stress, build relationships with people, and the actions we do throughout the day. I would like to take the time to thank Ms. Moore and Ms. White for organizing this trip for us so we could experience this mental health rally today, and for all they do for us at Muhlenberg Junior High School. I would also like to thank Senator Judy Schwenk for inviting us to this mental health rally today. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mia Torres, and as the high school president of our Aevidum Club, a dedicated platform aimed at raising awareness and educating the society on mental health, I stand before you today to emphasize the utmost importance of mental health days. As a society, when it comes to education, we often overlook a crucial aspect, the well-being of our students' minds. Mental health days are not just a luxury, they are a necessity. Imagine a student burdened by stress, anxiety, or depression, struggling to cope with the demands of academia. In the case of high school students, they also have to deal with jobs, extracurricular activities, or home responsibilities. Each day becomes a battle, draining their energy and diminishing their motivation to learn. Without a reprieve, the consequences can be dire, affecting not only their academic performance, but also their overall health and well-being. Being completely vulnerable and transparent, my junior year, I struggled with more anxiety and some depression than ever before. I went to school every day with my mind racing, body shaking, stomach aches, fighting to hold back tears in class, sometimes not succeeding. I entered school every morning and counted the minutes till I was able to go home. The concept of a mental health day was unheard of to me. Was I allowed to take a mental health day? Did they exist? Every day I was physically present in class, but mentally I was not. My work ethic changed and my grades slipped. Now, my story is only one of hundreds and thousands of kids. By passing this bill to make mental health days available to students of all ages, we send a powerful message that we prioritize their well-being as much as their academic success. Students deserve the opportunity to recharge, reflect, and seek support when needed. Now, some may argue that mental health days could be abused or lead to a loss of instructional time. However, the benefits far outweigh any potential drawbacks. A mentally healthy student is a more engaged learner, a more productive member of society, and ultimately a happier individual. I am incredibly thankful to Muhlenberg for introducing social workers to our school buildings and for incorporating mental health days into our schedule. My peers and I have been very fortunate to have a great support system, and I hope today moves more districts to do the same alongside this bill. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Eli Hemmings, and I'm a 9th grade student that attends Muhlenberg Junior High School. And today I'll be sharing my poem entitled Enigma. In the depths of my mind, a battle unfolds, emotion like waves crashing untold. Anxiety grip, tightening its hold, but I'll rise above, my spirit is bold. Depression's weight, heavy on my chest, but I'll find the strength to give it my best. Seeking help and support, I won't rest. Together we'll conquer and I'll be blessed. Mental health matters. Let's break the stigma. Open our hearts with love and enigma. Reach out to others, lend a hand. Together we'll create a healing land. Remember, you're not alone in this fight. Hold on to hope. Let your spirit take flight. Mental health is precious, worth the care. Let's support each other and always be there. Thank you. This poem speaks directly to Aevidum and what Aevidum stands for. As you know, our slogan is, I've got your back. Even though some days you feel like no one can understand you and you're alone in your battles. However, in Muhlenberg Junior High School, we make it known that you're not alone in this fight. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Merlina Reyes. I am a 9th grade student at Muhlenberg Junior High School, and I'm here to speak about why our mental health is important and why there should be mental health days for students. Our mental health has changed throughout the years, and it's been hard to cope for many of us. In 2021, I lost my sister, and at the end, I lost myself. I didn't think there was anything to look forward to until I heard about a club at Muhlenberg Junior High named Aevidum. At first, I thought it was a really weird name, but I decided to try it out. During our Aevidum meetings, some students talked about how their own mental health has been impacted since COVID-19 and quarantine. Having days for students to take for themselves and think about their mental health would be useful. Now that I am in Aevidum and I know people have my back, I know that I am not alone and people go through these same paths as me. It is really important for people to know that they're not alone and they don't suffer alone during these paths. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning. My name is Soleil Ruiz, and I'm an 11th grade student at Muhlenberg High School. I fully endorse the implementation of mental health days in Pennsylvania schools. As someone who struggles with a mental illness, I constantly battle with my wandering mind from the moment I wake up. While at school, I make an effort to stay positive and complete my tasks, but the reality is that sometimes our minds need a break. I am thankful to attend a school that prioritizes mental health and its significance, and I sincerely hope that other schools will also recognize the importance of mental health days. I am aware of that many of my friends face similar challenges, and they would also stand behind this initiative. We must foster a culture that values self-care and recognizes the importance of mental health in overall development. Moreover, mental health days instill valuable lessons in self-awareness and resilience. They teach students to listen to their bodies and minds, to recognize when they need a break, and to seek help without stigma or shame. In doing so, we equip them with lifelong skills that go beyond the confines of the classroom. Mental illness can be overwhelming, but having the opportunity to take a break and experience a moment of relief can make a significant difference. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Emma Hamilton, a 7th grade Muhlenberg Aevidum member at Muhlenberg Junior High School. Today I'm here with the Muhlenberg Aevidum Club to support the mental health of students and teachers in Pennsylvania. Today I would like to talk about why students and teachers should have at least 3 excused mental health days per school year. I believe that students should have 3 mental health days per school year that aren't already there. A reason why is because school is stressful, especially during middle school and high school. Students are learning, signing up for sports and clubs, and sometimes that can get overwhelming, and we just need a day to get away and a day to reset and get things done at home. I would like to ask something. Should teachers also get 3 excused mental health days per school year, maybe even more? My answer is yes. Let me explain. My world civilizations teacher said that she teaches about 100 to 150 students per school year, and some of the students in her classes that make it hard for her to teach and for them to learn what they need to know before the year ends. As of right now, teachers have about 10 sick days per year, and some of those teachers use those sick days for family emergencies. If they need to take a mental health day, they have to use one of those sick days that could be used for family emergencies, which is why I think teachers also need mental health days. Thank you.
I, Marley Lang, a 10th grader at Muhlenberg High School, wholeheartedly support the inclusion of mental health days in Pennsylvania schools. We have included mental health issues and ideals into our curricula, clubs, and methods as long as I have been in the school district. Our main mental health organization is Aevidum. Aevidum is a nonprofit work dedicated to spreading awareness and acceptance of mental disorders. Mental health days becoming excused absences enable students to have the energy to pass their tests, become more involved outside of school, and heal from experiences in their life impacting them. School is stressful. I would say already around 75% of my friends, 3 out of 4 of them, have taken days off to address their mental health even before this bill was created. The breaks help them prepare for field trips, study for tests, or even spend time with their family as a sort of cathartic release. Our school helps students out when they have to go home for anything, allowing students to make up tests, labs, and such. I know other schools are not as fortunate, which causes lower grades and lack of respect by teachers for those students who are simply searching for resources to help themselves. Having these days off for mental health could also help these struggling students access therapy services. Since the absences for looking for a psychologist or therapist are excused, it is less stressful for every party involved. All of this is why we need mental health days to be legal as excused absences. It will require our schools to question how they treat their students. Force by our lawmakers is sometimes needed to end stigmatization in the world of mental health. This needs to be addressed with this bill. I fully support its implementation. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Rosalind Hernandez, and I'm an 8th grade student.
And my name is Yulisa Gonzalez Carrillo, and I'm also an 8th grade student. We will be reading a free verse poem entitled, I No Longer Know Me. I thought my life would be over, even though I'm just a kid. It felt like the world was against me, or I just never seemed to fit in. Ever since I was a kid, I've always seemed to be like this. I was always shy and smiled at everything, but as I got older, I just fake it and keep it in. I started to notice how bad I was getting, but no one seems to notice all this pain I was hiding.
All I can do is find some ways to relieve myself from all this hurt I am feeling. I knew it was wrong and I was ashamed. With razor blades and knives, fire on my bruised skin from punching the wall, pulling my hair and crying to my mom. But she doesn't know what I'm feeling. No one does. I'm all alone in this nasty, cruel world. I have to hide the wounds so they don't see the real me, but I need the help. I crave, I long, and I pray for the help. I let the tears run down my cheek and onto my lap. I start shaking uncontrollably against the wooden desk when I hear them laugh. The people who I trusted with my life, the people who are the reason I am here today, start laughing.
But they don't laugh at me. They hold my hand and tell me I'm okay. They help me breathe and feel relieved. I never knew they were there until I needed them the most.
But I need the help too. When will they help me? Why won't they help me?
I have someone who finally understands me deeper than the smile I paint on my face. They know when I'm hurting, when I'm not okay, and they help me feel a certain way.
But when they see me, their eyes scream in disgust and fear. They were never taught to be able to handle a freak like me.
They know how I feel, how I work, how I bleed, and they help with their kind words that patch my wounds.
Their silent eyes ripped every single scar I've had. They tore the hope right out of me. I feel like I'm screaming endlessly for help, but the room remains silent. I no longer know me. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kyle RJ, and I am a student athlete here at Muhlenberg Senior High School. Mental health is something more people go through than you think, especially student athletes. 30% of student athletes self-reported that they had experienced mental health difficulties. Students who had injuries in their sport are 2 times more likely to be depressed in their experience. Mental health is super important and often overlooked in student athletes, as it can be tough balancing sports, school, and personal life. Athletes often can find a big part of their identity in sports, so an injury can feel like a huge part of who they are is just missing. Even while being healthy, the pressure to perform well academically and athletically can lead to increased stress and anxiety and be very overwhelming. With all that being said, it is very crucial for student athletes to have access to a mental health resource and support system to help go through with their unique challenges they face. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ashley de los Santos, and I am a 10th grader from Muhlenberg High School. Today, I'm going to be reading a self-made poem called Don't Confuse It, Know It. Mental health, what is that? Are you like depressed or something? Couldn't be me. Yes, it could be you. It could be any of us. What is mental health? Let me answer that for you. Mental health is our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Mental health is how we think and act. Mental health is our emotions. Mental health is our thoughts. Mental health is the ability to socialize and have friends. Mental health is the ability to feel happy, sad, angry, or frustrated. Mental health is the ability to have dreams and goals. Yes, you do have mental health. We all do. Why? Because mental health is what makes us who we are. It is our ability to think, act, and feel. Do you know what is not mental health? Mental health is not a joke. Mental health is not an excuse to bring someone down. Mental health is not an illness. Mental health is not an issue. Mental health is not something you decide to have. Mental health is not a sign of weakness. Mental health is not shameful. Mental health is not an interchangeable term with mental illness or mental health issue. Mental health is who we are. So don't confuse it. Know it. Know it before you speak. Know it before you decide. Know it before you act. Know it because your words matter. They have an impact. Your decisions matter. They have an impact. Your actions matter. They have an impact. Don't confuse it. Know it. Why? Because our ignorance affects others. Don't be the reason someone hides. Be the reason someone revives. Because mental health is us. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jaden, a student at Millenburg Junior High, and I'm here to speak on students' mental health and how mental health can affect the young. Mental health is very serious when it comes to your headspace. There's a whole lot of things that go on outside and inside of school that can affect you every day. Learning experiences and life experiences. Being able to take the day to just refresh and take a break from just life in general would be very helpful. Not only outside of school stress is hard, but all the work in school can honestly catch up to kids. When it comes to the mental capabilities of kids, not everyone is the same and can handle the same amount of pressure or stress like another kid can. We're not all mentally strong and can handle this. Oops. I'm lost. There are many unexpected things that can happen in life, and it may even change the way a kid thinks or acts. Environment plays a huge role in a lot of teens' lives, and most of the time we don't even put ourselves in the situation or don't even realize we're in the situation until we're in too deep. Our situations matter, but at the end of the day, we need to try and make a way for ourselves and realize we need to become better. Having a bit of extra time to distress ourselves and figure things out can make a huge difference in growing teens' lives. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Shamara Callender, and I'm a student here. I'm a 10th grade student at Muhlenberg Senior High School. Mental health is something that we all deal with daily. Whether good or bad, mental health is simply the state of your mind. People with mental health issues are often looked down upon or thought less of because of the stigma of being considered crazy or losing it. We all cope with things in a different way, and some of our mental states are thrown off easier than others. Our mind is a place that is so easy to get stuck in, and at times it may even take over our bodies. I'm here to tell you today that the change starts with you. High school, middle school, and even intermediate schools in this generation can be so toxic and draining. We must also take into account that every student has a personal life and problems that they deal with on a daily basis outside of their classes. Let's not forget about the strict expectations and societal standards that this generation has put into play that puts children all around the world under so much more added pressure. This puts children into situations where they're bullied or taken advantage of because they want to fit in. All while still growing and figuring themselves out, this combined with everything else can be very overwhelming for children coming up and living in this world for the very first time. This world becomes filled with more and more evil every day, which we can only do so much to control. We are here today to challenge you to be a part of that change that I mentioned earlier. Passing this bill will allow students to take that day off and seek professional help that they may need. Yes, we have weekends, but when your week is filled with trials and tribulations, sometimes you just need a day, an extra day. We know this leaves wiggle room for students to take advantage of this, and some aren't going to use these days wisely, but we need to think about the students that do need them. So many will benefit from this. Not feeling well mentally is not often a good enough excuse for parents, so kids are pushed to attend school regardless of the way that they feel. This gives those students a chance to take a breather and get a break from reality when needed. Now, I know most of you have children at home or have raised them already, and I want to ask you, can you honestly say that you know what's going through your child's mind daily? With all of this taken into account, I ask you once more, will you be a part of this change? Thank you all for listening to me, and may the peace be with you in Jesus' name.
Good morning. My name is Ashley Garcia, and I am in 11th grade, a student at Muhlenberg High School. I stand before you today to advocate for a crucial initiative that impacts the well-being of our nation's future, the approval of mental health days for students. Reflecting on my own journey, I recall the shifts in the atmosphere around me, mornings once greeted with dread. I remember not being able to get out of bed and waves of sadness. Depression, much like a relentless rainstorm. You can't do anything about the storm but wait for it to pass. Late nights were consumed by heated arguments with my significant other, a relentless cycle of self-examination and recrimination. For 2 long years, I bore the weight of every perceived flaw, every misstep, attributing them to his actions. The anticipation of another exhausting day at school loomed over me. My body and spirit weary from the emotional turmoil, trapped in a relationship that defined my existence. I internalized his words, believing I was undeserving of love, making coming to school extremely difficult. In Muhlenberg, we understand that addressing mental health is as vital as addressing physical health. Our approach integrates social and emotional support into our educational system. By prioritizing mental health, we've seen firsthand the positive impact it has left on our students' well-being and academic achievements. However, even with our efforts, we recognize that mental health challenges can still arise, and students may need additional support. This is why approving excused mental health days is crucial, just as physical illness. Mental health issues should be treated with the same level of understanding. Allowing students to take time for mental health reasons not only promotes self-care and wellness, but also reduces stigma surrounding mental health concerns. By approving mental health days, you can send a powerful message of support to our nation's youth, affirming that their mental health matters, and it's okay to prioritize self-care. I urge each one of you to consider the profound impact that approving mental health days can have on the lives of thousands of students in Pennsylvania. Let us come together to prioritize the mental health of our youth and ensure that they have the support and resources they need to thrive. Thank you. Have a good day.
Good morning. My name is Malia Flowers.
And my name is Charlene Jimenez, and we are both 7th grade students that are coming to you from Muhlenberg Junior High School. Today we are going to talk about why having 3 mental health days throughout the school year is important. We have written an essay on mental health and its importance of noticing and coping with it.
Mental health days could be what saves a person's life. Life these days hits hard on a person's life, especially a student that has multiple things to deal with. Students these days have to deal with school, home problems, and any other extracurricular needs. With all the things students have to deal with daily, they don't have enough time for themselves and to provide themselves with the things they need. Without a student or even any adult worrying about themselves and their needs, it could get to a point that their needs aren't getting fulfilled and that they feel the need to take action in bad things, which could lead to bad consequences.
The things we have listed above are not just from situations I have seen coming from others. It is also from past personal experiences that I myself didn't take the time I needed for me to be happy, healthy, and safe. And I just broke down at times thinking I couldn't go on anymore and that life was too hard. But then I realized what I needed, and that was to take a break and do what I needed for me. With 3 mental health days, students could take the opportunity to think about themselves and take care of their needs to be able to live a healthy, happy, and safe lifestyle. These 3 mental health days we are fighting for is what could be a stop to unwanted consequences happening to a child's life. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Elena Ryder, and I'm a ninth grade student at Muhlenberg Junior High School. Today, I was originally planning to perform a dance that I choreographed, but due to the limited space, I'm not able to do so. Instead, I'm going to talk about how dance made such an impact on my life and mental health. In the past, before I had dance, I struggled a lot with depression and anxiety. I felt so lost. I had absolutely no motivation to do anything with my life because I wanted it to be over. One day, my mom asked me how I felt about starting dance. I agreed just for her to leave me alone, but little did I know that I would instantly fall in love with it, and I immediately felt better about myself and where I was in life. It was the first time I felt at peace with myself for a while. Dance allows me to express whatever emotions I'm feeling and put it into movement and create a routine simply beautiful. I honestly don't know where I would be in life without it, but with dance, it takes a lot of commitment. And with that commitment, it means more hours at the studio, more time that I'm overworking my body, and it's a real struggle for me. And I know a lot of other athletes have gone through what I have gone through with all of the time that we feel like we've lost for our academics. So with 3 mental health days, it would really help us readjust and get our minds straight before we can go back and go on with our days. Thank you.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will be talking about effects on mental health caused by school. Do you remember what it was like when you were in school? When you constantly had people around you at all times, judging the most compact things about you, like your shoes, your hair, and even your clothes. It's so easy to get caught up in the grind of doing good in school continuously that you forget to prioritize your mental health and even sometimes your physical health. Do you remember how it felt to be stuck, stressed, confused, and having to deal with 10 missing assignments, 7 hours of being in the same exact building, 9 class periods, after school sports, work, and having to stay up late completing homework? Do you remember what it was like to wake up in the morning not wanting to get out of bed, exhausted, despite the fact you just slept for 8 hours? Do you remember the feeling that you had to do good continuously and make everyone proud, but still feeling like you're not doing good enough? We want to work hard, but in reality, it's unhealthy to constantly be in a stressful environment and on the go. Many of us would do better if we had time to reflect on our feelings, emotions, and thoughts. That time for self-evaluation will allow us to make rational decisions rather than the rushed ones we're so used to making from being in an environment that is overbearing. We forget that our minds, like our bodies, are vulnerable and need attention to function in the correct way. And when it doesn't get that, it's easy for a burnout to occur. Do you remember laying there every Sunday night knowing you're going to have to repeat the same cycle for 5 days? Because I know that's how I feel and many other kids too. Having a mental health day helps in so many unimaginable ways. And showing us children that receiving a break can help with our future mindset, development, and can teach us how to practice self-care and rejuvenation. Having a break allows us students to self-reflect, self-preserve, and plan for our future ahead. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Awajilu Tambedu.
And my name is Aliyah Fatima Bangura. Today I'll be reading a poem by Rupi Kaur. When the world comes crashing at your feet, it's okay to let others help pick up the pieces. If we're present to take part in your happiness when your circumstances are great, we are more than capable of sharing your pain.
This poem by Rupi Kaur is what Aevidum wants. We want people to have mental health days because mental health is the way I process my thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's how I feel after a stressful week or a simple one. It's how I wake up in the morning knowing that my mental state may not be perfect, but that's okay. I know many students feel this way, including me. This is why the proposed bill where students get 3 excused mental health days is essential to many students. It can provide a small but significant amount of extra help to students who need it, which can have a positive impact on their mental health and well-being. It can make all the difference in the world to them. To all those students struggling with their mental health, remember, we got your back. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Karan Martinez from Muhlenberg High School, and I believe mental health among youth worldwide should be prioritized. When people exclaim about the fight on negative mental health, I always think to myself, what fight? What fight needs to be fought? Associating negative aspects like fight can overlook the potential resilience growth comes with. There's also other ways to view mental health instead of generally thinking someone with mental health issues is in a sort of battle. Although there are individuals that are incapable of controlling the physical and qualitative effects that come from mental health extent periods. Focusing on mental health is how we grow as students. Focusing on how we think about things and the connotations we place on things is how we strive. For those who do struggle to maintain thoughts and feelings, there are tools to be used. As humans, we always adapt and help each other to survive. And as humans, we can supply more tools in places where the actual percent yield of individual students that need extra assistance with overcoming challenges mental health may come with is high. 1 in 5 students, to be exact. Mental health issues could be good or bad, and unfortunately, in the world I stand in, can be affected and manipulated with the words and actions of others. What we can do is help each other overcome and grow more efficiently. So please, help us out. Supply us with the tool of self-evaluation and the important tool of recovery. Nosotros somos el futuro, y el futuro es importante. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sophia, and I'm in 10th grade at Muhlenberg High School. I would like to begin my speech by giving the Oxford Dictionary definition for sickness. This term is defined as the state of being ill, a particular type of illness or disease, while mental illness is defined as different health conditions involving changes in emotion. If you are experiencing sickness and you are able to, it is encouraged for you to take a day off from school or work in order to take time and better yourself. So why is it any different for mental illness? When it comes to sickness, there's a chance that you may get hospitalized. This is the same for mental illness. If your mental health being bad can end in hospitalization, then why is it not taken as seriously when it comes to school? Why do you have to be physically ill or have a family emergency in order to take a day for yourself? It is no use if someone were to show up to school when having a bad mental day. They would not be able to focus nor get their work done. Without having a day to be able to mentally refresh, it is likely that this feeling will continue for days and will affect a person's education more than it would be if they were to take a day or two off to refresh. Not only will it affect their schoolwork, but it will also affect those around them. Feeling such strong emotions as a developing child could lead to projection on others, making their mental health worse. As someone who personally deals with these emotions, I am truly thankful that my school views mental health as a true concern and facilitates us with social workers and mental health days. Before these days became a thing at my school, I would stay up all night constantly stressing over the thought of getting a bad grade, to the point where it would make me nauseous, about to throw up. Constantly having the expectation that I needed to have the best grades, being stressed in school, and experiencing physical symptoms from my mental suffering. This led to me projecting these feelings onto my friends. I knew it was bad, but my emotions were all over the place and I had no control. These are the days that I wish I would have known about mental health days. Now, whenever thinking about school begins to feel like too much, I'm able to take a little break to recollect myself and to give me time to catch up on work or even have more time to study. Knowing all these facts, I am standing here today talking to you so that I can ask you to advocate for the bill to bring these mental health days to all schools in Pennsylvania, so no child is ever too overwhelmed by their own thoughts and feelings that as a result, they end up as one of the 5,000 young people who die by suicide every year in the United States. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Izzy Turner, a junior in Muhlenberg High School, Aevidum. A letter to my younger self. Hope. It is a thing so fragile and yet a thing so strong, and my dear, I wish you'd had it. Hope was all you needed, just enough to get you through that science test on Wednesday, through the homework that wouldn't ever go away no matter how long you sat at the dining room table with the wrong kind of music and the wrong color pencil and the wrong hoodie that just wasn't comfortable. Everything was wrong, wasn't it? But darling, you were doing everything right. Just one more day of plastic smiles and glassy eyes, my love. I'm fine. Just one more day of forging on through the endless storm, my love. I'm fine. One more day of social interactions you didn't understand. One more day of people who are everything, everywhere, all the time. One more day of life. But where was the day you could take a break? Where was the day you could breathe? My love, you were suffocating under the weight of the worlds you convinced yourself to carry, the pain you held for those who couldn't. Standards are not motivators, but they were all you had. Motivated by your expectations of an A+ on every overdone assignment, a 10 out of 10 out of every hour of the day, the endless strife and sleepless nights and pointless fights. And where did it get you? Lying alone on the cold and broken floorboards. Walking alone through the halls of a psych ward, sleeping alone under fluorescent fever dreams, marked by a barcode on your wrist, a shirt of woven paper, a phone call that had to be postponed because you cannot untangle yourself from the sheets and beg the ringtone to relent to her voice. Child, that test is not important when therapy could bring you along over to relief. Listen to the ones who love you. They are just trying to help. When you wake up tomorrow, forget the clock. Forget the 5-paragraph essay, forget your shoes by the door and your backpack of 1,000 pounds. Stay home, little one, and let me hold you for as long as you need. And in 4 years, when you stand here before every monster under your bed, every creature in your closet, remember, there is a reason you are still standing. Now is the time to lend others your strength and aid them as they brave the unknowns of their minds to discover what is in their hearts. You learn the hard way, yes, but my love, look where it got you. You have a second chance at a life that you were and still are 100% strong enough to live. You have been blessed with more love than your beautiful scarred heart can hold, a wounded soul mending under the shining hands of hope and faith. Think of what the world could be if there was a ray of sunshine for every street, every different colored heartbeat, every state line, every change of time. Our stories can interlock and weave a tapestry of safety and security, a story of camaraderie as we support those of us who have no haven to lay and rest their weary feet. Let us advocate rather than placate, paint our deepest desires, sing ballads to the clay storms we hold in our own two hands. From the house of God to the home of knowledge and to everywhere in between the pages, there will be arms open to all. Think of what the world can be when we come together and let our voices rise as one, over and over like an anthem, over and over like a mantra, over and over like the fires burning within us. My beloved, take my hands and open your eyes. Look around. Don't you love this beautiful world? Aren't such incredible lives worth protecting? Isn't your life worth protecting, little one? Your older self, Izzy. Thank you.
If we can give another round of applause for all of our poets, all of our artists who had the courage to speak today here at the Capitol Rotunda, all of our students who worked tirelessly creating these beautiful posters. If you could all show your posters that you worked so tirelessly for. Thank you. Nice round of applause for our students. In our great nation, there are already 12 states that have a law that supports student mental health excused absences. We urge our Senate members to make Pennsylvania the 13th state that supports excused mental health days. Thank you. At this time, we would like to present Crystal Gilmore Harris, Tess Heffert, and Senator Judy Schwenk with Aevidum gear and make them honorary Aevidum members. So if you would come forward and have our Aevidum presidents go ahead and give you our Aevidum gear. So Tess, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, and Crystal Gilmore Harris, we know you guys work just as tirelessly as these students. We'd like to present you with our Aevidum gear and make you honorary Aevidum members. Please give it up for these wonderful ladies. And Senator Schwenk, if you would like to have some closing words. Thank you so much.
I've stood at many press conferences before, but never have I heard words so powerful from the individuals that are here for whatever cause it may be. Students, your words have had an impact. You did a lot of work in order to develop your thoughts. Each and every one of you had a message that was so important for all of us to hear. I am so proud of you, and you give me the strength to go forward and fight. This time, fight is the right word. Fight to make sure that we get those student mental health days passed, not only in the Senate, but in the House and to the governor's desk. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.